I know the problem here.
Hi guys, Tab Roland Fushin. I apologize for that. We should be back in action now in 2 seconds. Sorry now about this, guys. We'll get this sorted here. So I'm apologies about this. I might just give it 2 seconds and I'll be back to you in a little while. Apologies about this. Hello, everybody. As far as I'm aware, I think you can hear me now. I apologize for that. Um, getting everything set up can be a bit of a nightmare from time to time. I have to just fix one or two things now. Um, we should be good there, and here. Excuse me. Sorry now about this again. Now, so we are live tonight, and I'm pretty sure you can hear me, which helps significantly. So, Támad an seo a nacht a níl chuoine ar gara mór Frank McEvely nó Frank na Fuama mar aithne aine éir. So, we're here tonight to speak a little bit about Frank. Frank was a wonderful man. We have many stories that we want to share with regard to Frank, and we have a lot of people here waiting in the wings that want to come in and talk a little bit about him, tell us about their experiences with Frank, about the influence that he's had on them, and I suppose for us, it's a hard one to take. You know, for the last 10 years, Frank has been a stalwart of everything that we've been doing in Coláiste Lurgan and in TG Lurgan. He had an amazing presence. You always knew when Frank was around. He was he was he was a man who lit up the area. If you get me, like he'd come in, he'd have a big laugh, he'd patch in the back. There wasn't really anything else that you there's it's a difficult one for us, I have to say. It really is, and I'm gonna get things going here, because we have a lot of people to get through, and I'm very much looking forward to tonight. So this one is for our friend Frank. So the first person that I'll bring on to talk is Keith. I think we might get Keith to jump in there, and thanks a million for your patience at the start. Technology is that was Frank's thing. It wasn't so much our thing. So Keith, tell us a little bit about your experiences of the wonderful man.
So, if this had happened at a Fail a C or something like that, we'd all be turning to Frank to sort us all out. So, so just to say on top of what Steve said, Frank was just an extraordinary man insofar as the things he achieved with hundreds of students out in Coláiste Lurgan over the years, over the last decade and a half, to be able to essentially take a huge crowd of young students and all that, and to take from it this amazing kind of high quality recording setup that you'd expect to see literally in a studio in Hollywood or something like that is and that's not even an exaggeration. It's like the quality that Frank was able to get for the TG Lurgan projects, and it's just amazing that because really he put hundreds and thousands of tens of thousands of students on the big screen and on YouTube and stuff like that. So it's a very special thing that he did, and it all came down to his tireless passion. As you said, Stiff, he's one of those men who, once you're around him, you're already in a good mood because Frank is already beaming and he's laughing and he's already after doing about 6 more hours of work that day than you had, and you're just trying to catch up with them. So, yeah, just as Steve said there, Thomas Chun or on the Chas and Shaw, I'm going to sing a little song here for Frank, which is the thing that Frank loved the most is music. So we may as well sing a few songs. I sang this for Frank once or twice in the studio in Lurgan, I believe, over the years, and I think he liked it. So. I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And love is not a victory march. Love's not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 So there we go. That's a little bit of music for Frank, the man who brought music to so many people. Our dear friend, and just an extraordinary, wonderful person. So Buchley, what should we give it?
Fair play, Keith. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Colin.
Gurmagat.
Yeah. Kev, what are you thinking?
Yeah, just it got like everyone else. It was a land to get the news this week, really, and the Balachella really let me raw. Just I was chatting with I was chatting with Dahi and yourselves and Ian and a few of the other lads there during the week, and just the thing that always kept coming up was kind of what Frank brought out best in all of us was the attention to detail. He was thinking of things that the rest of us were kind of breeze past, and every single video that was taken, even if the track had already been recorded, Frank had mics out to catch the atmosphere in the room, which was really a feature of the Colossal Lurgan videos that I think people don't realize. You wouldn't realize it's there until it's gone, and it captures the whole evening really. It really brings you back to the night because you've got the excitement of everyone there, the kind of buzz that's in the room, and particularly one that I have in mind is one that I was working on myself with him. Was it's a cover of a Lurgan track, a Coldplay track. They're all Lurgan tracks, but no, it was a Coldplay track, the Tarnain Di Lum. I think it was Nathan, sang it. And like that, we had the whole track ready to go that night. And then Frank still put a mic on every single musician and mic'd the whole choir. And it just gave it that something really, really special. And that's still probably my favorite track to have been involved in. And hugely down to that experience and that little twist that gave it at the end. It was really special. So that's something I've actually listened to a few times today, just with that in mind. And it was just, I suppose it's taken another step up again as my favorite now in that regard. So, but I do think that attention to detail, it's something that I suppose that I've really learned from, that when I am doing something now, it's that extra push that makes it stand out from the next track over, and it's something I think we've brought forward to Shullin definitely in the same regard. So like outside of that, like I'm kind of at a loss as to what to say, to be honest with you. The man himself, just like he said earlier, just brightened every room he walked into, and you were immediately in a good mood and getting ready to tear into a track and get the best out of it. So just fear vuich as Shin. And very grateful to the man for it.
He always went above and beyond, as I say.
That's it. I mean, I remember nearly going to Frank once or twice when we had made a mistake with lyrics with a choir, and he had given a full day recording an entire choir. And you give him a call and say, Frank, we're after making a lyrical change and we need to re-record the entire choir. I know you gave 12 hours recording it, but there's just one word they left out, the shevu. So, but and then drop of a hat. Yeah, no problem. Sure, we'll do it on Wednesday. So he's in Wednesday morning, 6 o'clock, setting up for everyone for the entire day, so that he doesn't upset the running of the college. You make sure everything's ready to go, everyone's in, and bang it out again. Just there was never a complaint, like. Yeah. Bar maybe.
I have to disagree, never a complaint. I loved his complaints. I thought they were brilliant. You go to him and be like, now, Frank, I want you to take this with a pinch of salt, but we're going to need to record a 5-part harmony with 600 children in a hall in 20 minutes. And you go, Jesus, come on.
Never a refusal.
And he'd always get it done. Doesn't matter. We'd give him the hardest challenges. There could be hundreds of children. You've got 10 minutes to get it done. Still get it done. Just Vakshadenta. I loved the complaints. I loved his
seagulls or no seagulls.
Look, the tent, there's seagulls flapping. There's bits going all over the place. Lads, how am I supposed to work with this? And he's still making it sound immaculate.
Yeah. So never a refusal then is probably a better way of putting it, because yeah, you're dead right.
What do you have any particular story you want to share about Frank Da, or a song?
Where to begin? You know, he was first man in the door, last man out the door, every time. He was so diligent, hardworking. Every time everyone else would be gone off for dinner, and Frank had ordered dinner in, he'd be setting up the gear, he'd be ready to go. Suller hustle mointe. He'd sit there day in, day out. He was a perfectionist. He'd move the mics accordingly, and he'd have all sorts of funny little in-jokes and sly digs as he was doing it to make sure that we got the best sound possible. Again, we had an awful giggle yesterday about the seagulls flapping their wings. You know, we'd be trying to record a track, and then like out in a pubble in a tent with 600 kids on a wooden floor. Obviously, people are shuffling and moving their feet and stuff. I mean, you know, he'd be giving out, but secretly he'd be loving it.
He'd be loving the challenge.
Yeah.
Being the only man who could actually fix it and do a right job, because it wasn't an easy job, and I don't think we really appreciated how difficult his job was until we started going around to doing different things and encountering different sound situations and stuff. I don't think we fully appreciated it.
When you think it's some of the technical setups he did, like if you came to another sound engineer and asked him to do it, he'd say no. I mean, it'd be a flat out no. Whereas Frank, he's like, right, I'm going to need this X amount of days to get X amount of gear to do. Like what comes to mind for me is Aber Yat, Dina Oslurgan by Shid Beshafekiaki or Transgrashid Shihan. But for anyone else who hasn't seen it, Aber Yat, we did basically a live setup. I think it's the only time we did this now, but it was a live setup with everybody, all 600 people in the college, including Kuntari, Kinnery, all that kind of stuff. And basically, he had one central desk in the middle of the college, and then probably about 6 to 7 miles of XLRs going off in various down the hall into all the classrooms, up into the tent, all around into the prefabs. Like it was just insane, and he was taking all this in actual live takes, which is for anyone who doesn't know a whole lot about music production, it's just not done. You just don't do it. But Frank, I was just like, it's not about we can't do it. It's like, right, how are we going to do this? And he was, did a great job.
And not only was he doing this, he wasn't doing this with professional musicians either. He was doing this with teenagers who had no idea what was going on. So like there was an extra layer there.
I think,
Before we go on, sorry, Kev.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to say, I was trying to make it up in my head. I think I counted 13 different live rooms that Frank had going in that session.
Guitars, brass,
13,
woodwind.
Probably an average of 30 kids in each room.
And I remember we showed him the barrels, the metal barrels that their lads were banging out in the yard. And we said to Frank, like, what do you want to put on them? And he just goes, nothing. I'm not miking them.
Gasoline and a match.
So just before we move on to sorry, go on.
Sorry, Steve, just le sinna crechman just their level Parsons a one Shaka just professional one. A massive thing for me was what you've already said with regard to his personality. Like whatever about brighten up the room, you'd hear him before you'd see him. Like he's this booming voice. Di, how are you? And throw a big arm around you like a big bear. And his laugh was just infectious. Like he had this booming laugh, and
absolutely,
like just can't get it out of my head.
No,
definitely. Like you're so right. He brightened up every room. He genuinely was one of the most welcoming people. Like Iglosh Lurgan, Agoni falls and more meals at Roots, LeFranc, and he gave everyone the time of day. It's just their level of parity from a personal level. I'm really, really going to miss that about him.
Yep.
Yeah. Before we move on to another guest from outside our group, Shullin, I want to play just a video from the TG Lurgan archives, and this is one that Lee Moog actually mentioned to me, and it's one where you can see Frank in action. I think it's a good one. It's a cover that was done of Somebody I Used to Know by Gotye, and so just have a look. I suppose with all we've said in mind, you can have a look at Frank here in action. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes or so.
Going with three, group per group, didn't you?
Okay, call the tenors. It's Margina Quilly, not will only smoke.
Stop, no more shit, okay? Stop.
Now we're only smoke, now we're only smoke.
Okay, would you like to take it?
Bottom, 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 bottom.
Hello. So that's a good example of Frank Imon Achirde, or Frank in the middle of his work. A consummate professional as always, and you can see that he didn't have an easy job. He really didn't. And the next guest I'm going to bring in is is the main man, the boss, the bus driver, as he likes to call himself, but he's much more than that. He was a great friend of Frank's, and this is Michal O'Friel.
Is Stefan, cehol seb.
Come on, cehol to hin.
Now it's Michelle number one bus driver down the Mission test at the gate there.
Oh, come on. Nice.
Liam, how should see you after Liam? Liam had to do the test. So I'm the number one bus driver.
Inistum fwy the hahi yn sin le Frank, so agus
Ja, well, gur mé magi wachelig, got all in Chevek culture, got all in Dayekal, man yak man tahi le, to Liam nach hoog. Agus Keith, yak ma Keith le piece a chaneded. She be down go bidao, agus no take him to mogen the dean at shop. Really, it's quite difficult for me to speak in English. Not that we're anti-English or anything at all like that. We love English, but we're not English, by the way. You know, we're not English, so that's the way it is. But it's quite. But we'll try. We will try. Because just to it's great to see the boys. Because I suppose the last few days have been surreal, to say the least. And I've spoken to so many of the team, of the Lurgan team, both here in Ireland and with calls from overseas and from the States and from England also. The occurrence, it's a momentous occurrence in our lives, I must admit. To hear, I spoke with Frank here. It was just at the end of January. We had a meeting here. We met outside in the shanty. We had a really good time. We spoke overall. He more or less, he was setting out his vision and his work scheme for the coming year, and that was Frank. He was always kind of looking not towards next week or next month, but right into the future, and his ambition was endless. And especially because we're talking about this new development of the new Lurgan complex, the new Lurgan building, and it's a good deal of even that vision is based on Frank's kind of understanding of what such a place would be, what you could accomplish, what should go into it, how it should interact with all we've done in the past, and more importantly, the vision he had for the future. Frank is I suppose the first day Frank walked into the Colosseum, it's thinking back on it there, it seems as Frank was always there, but it was about 12 years ago. We had a problem with we're after buying this, what was secondhand. Everything was always secondhand, but a quite expensive PA system for the Hala. It was supposed to be super deluxe, as people say, but we couldn't get it to work. And the chap who sold it to us, he wasn't answering the phone. So I was kind of, the summer was coming with all this really expensive secondhand equipment bought, and no one could get it to work. And someone gave me Frank's number, and that was the first time I met Frank. He walked in and he looked at the system, and he told me straight out. I didn't know what I was doing, and he was quite right. But he spent 2 or 3 days kind of perfecting this incredibly powerful sound system. There were bass bins, I think they were called. He had to hang them on the wall, and it took his expertise and his know-how to get this kind of up to its max, working to its utmost. And I suppose once course A started that particular year, and as the summer went on, the feedback in relation to the sound system was, oh, Vial, chorus it's absolutely unbelievable. But what about the toilets? They were saying you have the best sound system in the country, but you have, toilets. So I suppose the extra kind of the value was much more, it added so much, and it increased people's kind of enjoyment of being in the area or being in the building. And that was Frank's first job. He saved us, like in 2 or 3 days. He kind of saved the summer. After that, Dahi and Keith and Stefan, and you were all there, so you spoke about our first big project, the Aberlat, this live recording I'd say it's a world record, and I'll challenge anyone anywhere in the world to kind of compete with that kind of engineering or that recording feat on that particular day. That's my favorite of all the projects. Okay, I loved Some Nights McCain. Okay, that's also my favorite. So okay, they're all favorite. But my number one favorite, and when I think back on it, was that particular that recording. And as the lad said, that there were, as Kevin counted them, there were 12 or 13 different kind of recording booths. And the like Frank comes to me and he said, Neil, I'll have to get in some help because there's so much work involved. And I said, off you go, Frank, because I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. And this lorry arrived, and you're talking about cabling. What did you call it? An SRL or whatever cables. I've never, ever, ever seen as many cables. There were two lads, and they spent 2 days laying cables from Frank's control box and right in the center of the hall to all of these rooms. And they worked so hard. They sweated. You could see these lads almost died with the amount of physical work they had to do to kind of lay all these cables down. And Frank set up his command center, and he had this big desk in the hall. It looked good. It looked really impressive. But the amount of enjoyment everyone got from that particular project, and I know we were at least a week preparing for it, and everyone got involved on it. Everyone. There wasn't one person, because I was walking around when the recordings were taking place. I was the only person who wasn't actually kind of either singing or shaking or playing music or banging the big oil drums. That was Keith O'Brien. Like there was, you wouldn't believe it. There was we held an audition out in the yard to find who would bang the oil drums, and went on for about 2 or 3 days. And some local people came in and said, Neil, for God's sake, would you please stop that racket, that din that went on, because there was no tune to it. It's just pure banging drums. But I think we cut out that particular room. It was a great visual, but maybe not so much added to the audio. But I remember the day walking around, and and everyone was engaged, and I was just walking around the different rooms, and Frank, okay, off you go. Not only that, but he had a monitor in each room as well. He had where he could actually give direction back to each room. And all this was set up from scratch. And I was going, wow. Because but then I realized that Frank was going, okay, we had the first take, and Frank listened back, hear me, I'll have a listen to this. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Okay, it's not great as yet. I'm going to I'll work on it. And I said, but then I realized that it was a live take. He had to mix it live. He wasn't saving any of the particular tracks because he didn't have that function on this huge control desk that he had. And all he kept saying, but Frank, but can you not save that? No, I have to do it live. And I said, but you can't save it. Like, even I absolutely no knowledge of recording. That's strange, Frank. I thought you'd at least be able to save the different components and mix it. No, I don't have this desk here. It looks great, but it's shit, he says. It can't do. He had 12 tracks, but he wasn't able to save any of the particular. So it had to be mixed live. And 3 or 4 or 5 attempts, everyone was enjoying it so much. I was just walking around amazed at how people were engaged. Stefan, Dwayne's Jenny, and was the tent. Then Nicole Toady. Just looking back there, we had the team. That was, I suppose, the A team was more or less kind of got involved with that particular project. And in the end, look, he did produce. Frank was an absolute magician as a technician. I'm not saying his mixing abilities, were we were prepared to leave the mixing to someone else, but he did both. He did them all live, and that was the start of it. And that was, without a shadow of a doubt, I'd say my proudest moment. Working in the Coláiste was to view all these people, watch them all work so hard. Muzzy was on the camera. Connell, I think, was on the camera as well. But it was all, Frank was the conductor. Frank said this could be done, and like thinking back of it, it was almost impossible. But he not only did he do it, but he gave us some of the best memories and the best. Now, it wasn't the most viewed video or it wasn't the best kind of video, but it was the most special one because it really got us. He whetted our appetite at that particular day. Said we can do these things. Like, you know, there isn't kind of a limit saying you can only do so much and that's it. Frank's approach was, listen, we can do it. And he said, Leon, next year I'm going to have a desk. I'm going to have a desk next year, and you know we will be able to save the particular. I'm going to invest in a desk. We'll be back here next year, he said, and we'll do more work. But I'll have an upgraded desk. And every year since then, Frank's approach was every year I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest. He came back each year with kind of the equipment he came back with was upgraded desks. The anything to do with his professional capabilities, he invested, and there was no better technician. He was a master of his craft, and he really believed in betterment, in improving, in moving forward, and investment. And you know that's why we got on so well, because Frank epitomized everything. Our whole approach to what we do here. It's okay, you're at this level. Okay, we're going to go better. We're going to challenge. We're going to push a bit more. And I know Stefan agus Dahi agus go leor gona daine agus you all kind of embraced more as the same kind of approach, the same kind of philosophy, the same work ethic. But if we had one kind of advocate for that, it was Frank. And I suppose he would have been the most person I would have been in contact with throughout the year in relation to all aspects of the Coláiste, other than Colm agus Owen in the office who like we work with each day. But Frank would be the most person outside that I've been in contact with. Like when it came to Jew or Belton, it was in May, we had to set up the tent. Like this really is a pop-up kind of establishment. We didn't have any real kind of buildings or facilities. It was a tent, and there were coverings gone on the tent, and the wires had to go in, and all the speakers had to go up, and he installed this incredible PA system that included the pobble, the tent, the hall, outside, and it was all integrated. And so 3 or 4 weeks before courses started, Frank was here on the ground. He'd come out from school, and he worked so hard in school at speaking to former students of his, and he'd come out and he'd spent hours here, and it was always such a pleasure and such a kind of, it was such joy to be working with Frank, because there was never ever a kind of a dull moment or someone who's been kind of any negativity. It was always upbeat. It was always, I can do this, and what can I do? What can I do more? And throughout the summer, like Frank often was the first person here. He's arranged a recording session for the choir, but then you know he didn't realize how lazy lots of people here, and to get them up in the morning, get them in. Frank would be there all right, but lads, Stefan, you know, you weren't the best timekeeper, especially early in the morning. So many night we'd have to go looking, or many morning we'd have to go looking for you. But Frank was all, and it's many a night that he'd be kind of de-rigging up at 2 or 3 in the morning, and Frank was saying, okay, I'll pull out the door and I'm going. So he not only opened the door first thing in the morning, but he'd pull out the door, and the amount of work he'd get through, and the you know the number of interactions he'd have with people, and especially with students. He was so kind. He was a gifted teacher. Like teaching is my business. I recognize, you know, teachers who can communicate. Communication is, you know, that's the basic skill, most important skill for any teachers to be able to communicate. But Frank could communicate. He could speak to people, and it was always by example. Frank never said, you know, it's not do what I say, it's do what I do. And he always led by example. And he's look at the videos, look at the choir, look at the recordings he's done, and the number of them, and the way he was able to work with people, and then didn't finish then, because we had to de-rig when September came. Everything had to come down again. So that was at least another 3 weeks really hard work. Everything had to be stored away, and he was immaculate. the care he took of all the equipment, and it's that's why it's the equipment, the PA system that Frank actually installed, upgraded that day 11, 12 years ago. It's still as good today as it was that particular day, because he maintained it. Anything that was wrong, he sent parts away, and it was always about having everything. From a professional point of view, he was he had such a high level of professionalism. And when you take on board also his ability to communicate, his passion, he was the full package. There's no two ways about it. And then when the summer was over, then we'd spend weeks going through all the recordings. I'll come and listen to this, and he'd work with Muzzy, he'd work with Ian, he'd work with Eugene, mastering. There was a huge amount of work involved, and it's recording is one thing, but the after post-production was a huge amount, and he loved it, and he'd call me over and we'd sit in his, he had this absolutely magical office. It's a shed, but the way it was actually even constructed and set out, like you'd swear you were in what's the best studio you were ever in, Stefan? I'll tell you, it was our studio, okay? But so look, all I can say is, and I know, look, I could go on for hours and hours and hours talking about kind of different interactions and the funny stories, and the number of conversations I've had over the last 4 days, they have helped me, because come to terms with this, it was
we'll come back to Micheál in a few seconds. There's a lovely comment that came in here from Sinead. Hold on. Who's it? Tá down these Lou Kyover on Frank. Tom Creed to go home. It was an absolute honour to be able to work alongside him, even briefly. He was one of the main inspirations for me wanting to become a sound technician. She goes on to say, I don't know if I can scroll up, but she goes on to say, Harry and women Cullister on Kjol on Crack, I guess Frank. Lovely thing there. I think Micheál has said a lot there about Frank and about his influence on us. I know myself and the lads in Shullin, we worked quite closely with him a lot of the time, and it was all sorry.
I think it was really, really good hall in Aishach Latin. It's amazing to listen to Micheál speaking about Frank, because I suppose in a lot of ways Micheál knew Frank better than any of us, even though we all worked so closely with him. But obviously, just so amazing to hear such lovely things said about our great friend Frank. So we've got like a load of people lined up here who want to say a few things about Frank, and we got some songs, we got some poems and stuff like that. Will Tugira Micheál hurt the rash no poems right no the capo Steve.
Will Tugira hurt the rash Micheál will. Yeah, tá rud cinn sell I guess. So
cool. Yeah, excellent.
Okay, Gormada Keith.
Okay.
You may take me back away.
Tá.
You guys are brown and fishing. We're all kind of we're devastated. We're wounded. Tam with Gertie, tam with anchoring, because look, Frank had such ambitions for the future, and okay, he's provided us with these amazing plans for the new kind of development. all in relation to acoustics, in relation to sounds, in relation to kind of the best equipment to go into it. And look, we have his blueprint. We have his blueprint. And you know, and I know like we're really hurting at the moment, and I know that time does kind of heal all right. But his influence, like look, that's not going to waver. That's going to be it's ingrained, and I suppose our job is to make sure that you know that we that we build on that and head into the future with confidence.
We will, and he will, yeah, and he will always be a huge part of that. Michal gur míle maith sure fan hart agus mat a ggéorthachtar a ríist just Aberlin. So gur míle maith a Michal an sin. So just a nice comment here from somebody, from Steve there, who said sounds like a legend. Pity I never had the opportunity to meet him. His audio productions were larger than life, and he left an amazing legacy. Sorry for loss, lads. Thanks, Steve. I think even from somebody from the outside looking in, like Frank's audio productions were larger than life. There's no question about that. You know, he was a massive influence, massive influence. I'd like to bring on another person here who is very dear to Frank. She spent a lot of time with him as well. And Sive, if you're ready, I'll bring Sive in as herself and Frank. They were good buddies.
Hi, Stefan.
Hi, Sive. Kechel too.
Well, so Dwayne.
Come on, no. Tasad Kechel Rudi. You spent a lot of time with Frank in Lurgan. You wrote a beautiful poem about him. I saw it on Facebook, and it was just. How would you sum up your time with Frank, and what if you have any stories or any insights into the man?
Yeah, well, for the past few days, I couldn't think of how to sum up the essence of Frank and how to sum up who he was as a person in a paragraph or in a word or in a poem. You just can't, because he was larger than life. As you mentioned, he was, you know, as you mentioned before, you heard him before you saw him. So like, yeah, and as I said, I spent a lot of time working with him. He was the first one in there, and I always found myself, you know, rushing back to get dinner, eat the dinner, go back in, sit with Frank, or just have the talk with him, because he made you so comfortable around him. Like he could be busy doing whatever he had to do, but he would be chatting away to you, which was so lovely and so just made you feel relaxed and just comfortable around him. But like during the week, I was thinking back on my very first time working with him, basically. I had written a song a few years ago, about 7 years ago now, and he recorded it. It was a live recording, and he had recorded it. And then about 2 years later, I had realized, somebody had told me that he had shown people outside of Coláiste Lurgan the video, and was just showing them what he had done and like the song and all this, and like how proud he was of that song. And so that was my very first project to do in Lurgan. And then my very last project was with him as well. And as Michal said, it was in his little shed in the back of his house. It was my first time in his house, and I was, you know, I mentally prepared going to, you know, a really nice big studio in the house. But Michal led me to a little shed in the back of the house, which was so cute and so homely, and just Frank, you know, no airs and graces. It had all of the equipment in there, everything that he needed, everything that we needed for that day. And we mixed, and then we chatted about apple tarts. We had the apple tart, and he was so chuffed that I had actually brought an apple tart for him. And yeah, so he was just just so lovely. But he was the sort of person that would encourage you to do whatever you wanted to do. A few years ago, when I had finished my degree, I applied for a job with a music company, and I was telling them about it, and I was like, they want references and stuff like that, and I only had a reference from a pub that I worked in down in Cork, and I don't have any music references and stuff like that. He was like, nope, you hold on, I'll have one for you tomorrow. So the next day he had written out this lovely reference, lovely work reference, about 3 to 4 paragraphs long, on a head of paper, signed and all. And he goes like, now, if you don't get the job, you'll never get a job after this reference. So it was just he just encouraged you to do whatever you needed to do, you know. And that goes for, like, that was outside of Lurgan, but within Lurgan, he'd always, you know, encourage you to, you know, take a seat, just relax for a bit, you know, have me time. You know, he pulled me aside now a few times and said, right, you need to relax. You know, you work too hard. It's a summer job. I'm not downplaying the job or anything, but he recognized that, you know, when you need to take time out, you have to take time out. He was kind of like a father figure in that way. Yeah, he's just the stories, just sitting down beside him on the desk. He'd always have a chair, and I mentioned that in the poem as well. He'd always have a chair beside him. It's like, right, that's your chair, Sive. Now I'll have your name on it. And I've heard him a few times now giving out to people trying to take the chair. And he's like, no, that's Sive's chair. She has to sit there. So yeah, and then he'd always have a packet of mints. I don't know why, but he always had a packet of mints beside him as well, which is lovely. But yeah, I suppose, like, I tried to capture all of that in the poem, but it's so hard. It's so hard because he was so larger than life and just great crack. And, you know, you could talk about the most general thing in the world, and then you could talk about a lot of stuff that's a lot deeper as well. Do you know? There was many layers to him, I think. But yeah, it's a hard loss, and my heart goes out to his family, and my prayers are with them as well. Always.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sive. That was a very personal and very a lovely little spiel about Frank there. I think you summed up a lot of his person in what you've said. If would you like to give the poem a crack?
Yeah, sure. Now, I don't have a name for it, so I'm going to call it Gone Anam for now. But this is for Frank. Turn on the spotlights and unravel the leads. Set up the guitar stand and position yourself. Frank will test your sound. Head bowed over his desk, then signal with a thumbs up. Relax, you're set. An empty seat beside his, always with my name on it. His words ringing in my head, Toga Boge, you work hard, you deserve it. We would chat about this and chat about that. Recording, re-recording, and kept going. He talked about the good old days. He talked about his kids. He talked about just about everything. He always had time, even to give a dig. A big heart and the kindest of souls. He gave advice as if I was his own. The biggest heart, the core made of gold. I'm the blessed one to have known him, truth be told. So we will turn the sound down for a while as you rest yourself, my friend. We will keep the music going and tell you all the stories when we meet again. Call us off.
Thank you very much, Sive. That was absolutely lovely. Really, really lovely. And thank you for your story as well. So, thank you, thanks. Thank you. Gurmila Mad. So,
thanks, Joe.
Should Ben was a cunt anyway. So
yeah.
A lovely recount there of about Frank and Beautiful words there from Sive, really, really nicely put together, and I think it very much summed them up. We have another guest, another person to come in and talk about the great man that Frank was, and the next person is a fella. His name is Liam Ogue. He would have been he's a stalwart of Lurgan himself for many years. Big fantastic musician, and because of that would have worked with Frank very, very closely over the last number of years. I'm sure Liam Ogue has galore scéalta agus beidir go mach órán ag roin faoi freisin. But I'll bring in Liam now to speak about Frank. Frank.
Hey, Steph. Couple too.
Come on, Kechel Twain, Jesus Braun, Ace of the Third.
Jesus, I'm glad one of us likes it. It's more lazy now stuff than anything. But there should be no flush down as Echel, will.
Tá mis agus fecim ggóil se ceir an sin freisin tá lethúlam ar an stream an sin, but tell me of your experiences with Frank na Fuama.
Well, look, like all of us guys, I suppose I could talk all day about Frank. I was very, very fortunate to have worked with Frank very closely over the last few years. I'm very glad to say that Frank was probably someone I worked with almost every single day working in the Coláiste, no more than yourselves. And Frank had an ability to make you feel warm, I suppose. In many ways, he took the pressures and he took the stress of it all. And he took it right out of it at the right times, and he did it with just like Dahi said, a big bear hug or a lovely handshake even, and just always had time, as Sive beautifully stated there in her gorgeous poem. We're all heartbroken. Really, he's going to be a big loss for us, and when I mean he was at the heart of it all, it really can't be overstated. If I was to tell a story, I suppose I've only fantastic memories with Frank, only great memories, and I'll cherish them forever. One that summed up Frank's involvement and our involvement with Frank. I would often, I suppose, MC the talent shows and no more than yourself, Stefan, as well. And as one of you guys stated, we were doing a talent show years ago. I'm not sure, probably Course of C, which was oftentimes the busiest and most hectic of courses when it came to the production end of things. But just again, the talent show on Course of C, whatever year it was, and it was a big one, and everyone in the music department had been running around, and I was running around trying to find kids and are you ready? Are you this, that, and the other? And Frank was running around laying cable and checking and putting manners on people and everything. And oftentimes at these nights, I neither myself or Frank or a few of us got a chance to go home for dinner. We were always just absolutely flat out because we'd often have the sound check and check lights and Muzzy be checking cameras and everything. But this one time anyway, I wasn't going to get home for dinner, nor was Frank. And I decided to just jump in the car, head to Spiddle to the Supermax and grab something very quick and bring it back. So I said it to Frank, and Frank said, yeah, that sounds good. So I went and I grabbed us both something in Supermax and brought it back. And I can't tell you why I remember this above all the others, but I remember just sitting at the back of the pub with Frank, horsing into a Supermax, and we had only about five minutes to get it into us before continuing with our work. And I think it kind of sums it up. You know, it's Frank had this ability through the stress of it all, through the pressures of everything, through the hectic nature of the place, to just find a moment and suck all of that stuff away for a little while, and so we sat there in the pub and just ate our takeaway together for 5 minutes and just chatted. But that's probably one of the many memories I have of Frank that I'll never forget. Regards him as him and his talent. He's a professional's professional, as people would put it. Endless talent, endless ambition. He had an ability to be ambitious about things when us in Lurgan and us as the Ceol Tidy and us as the directors or whatever weren't ambitious at all, but he forced us to be, and he kept us on that high standard, and for that we owe it all to him, you know.
Yeah, that's yeah, you summed it up. You summed it up great there. And those little moments there, like you said about eating the Supermax before the big show, you know, I think they were moments that Frank himself treasured a lot. You know, I think he loved all the little elements that came to being part of the show and being the guy who made the show happen. You know, the show didn't happen if it wasn't for Frank. And
That was out, yeah.
Frank very much loved recording musicians. Obviously, that was his life's work.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he was a big fan of recording yourself, Lee Moog. So I wonder, would you give us a song here, and we can transport ourselves back to.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'll grab the guitar here behind me.
Yeah, we can transport ourselves back to a moment when Frank would have been recording Lee Moog playing something. So I'll give you the screen here, Lee Moog, and you can belt away. Madawak.
So I was thinking of trying to think of a song really that kind of summed up Frank or brought, but I mean he really was at the center of every single one. So I every single TG Lurgan song reminds me of Frank. But I was out driving today and a song randomly came on the radio, and it just instantly got me thinking of Frank. While I've never played this song for Frank, while I've never recorded this song with Frank or with Lurgan, mind that, it really reminded me of Frank and got me thinking of him, and I kind of felt him there with me. So although I never played it for him, hopefully I can now. Yeah, it's called Both Sides Now. Bows and flows and angel hair, ice cream castles in the air, feather cans everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds, illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but Now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go. If you care, let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed, but something's lost and something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose. Still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose. And still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
Bhí sé sin go hálan Liam á an álan canta go brá agus just a lovely tribute to Frank. Gur míle maith, thank you very much.
Good we know how thing.
With the canta walk bang. Gur míle maith Liam og. Tuair meisteach Keith Owenish, I might let Keith take over the reins for a little while. And I'm gonna take a step back and have a listen. So come on,
Fair play, Liam Og. Bhí sé sin absolutely go hálan. Well done. So we're going to get another friend on now to share a few stories about Frank. On Kate and Ellen now, Cara Boone Lynn, a great friend of ours who's been working in Clash Lurgan for many years. Adrian O'Doul. So, hello, Adrian. Fáilte. Cé chfuil tú?
Hello, Keith. Cé ruí?
Come on.
Scéalad.
Deir scéal now nish. So, would you like to tell us, Adrian, about some fun memories or whatever you have about Frank?
Yeah, no, just obviously like everyone has been talking. We've been thinking about, everyone has been thinking about Frank the last few days, and I suppose I'm coming from the perspective of we weren't musicians when we were in we weren't really singing, but of course we were still part of all the projects, and I remember Frank maybe might be recording in the holla, and we would be kind of dealing with sets and that out in the pub, and just everybody was saying, and me I was saying how good a communicator Frank was, but maybe the odd time in the pub we might be making too much noise and Frank would be trying to record, and then he would open the door to the pub and Frank would communicate to us in his own way, and he was always well able to put us in our place. But I was trying to think of one story about Frank, and I suppose there's a lot of them. They kind of would happen after long nights of recording and work, so I can't really say them here. But one thing I would like to say is he would organize this night at the end of the summer on Cursa D for everybody. We have this kind of a smaller tent, and he'd rig it out with music, and he'd buy everyone food.
We might have lost Adrian there. Sin go sé contact arás. Oh, I think we might have lost Adrian there. So we might get Adrian back on in a little while. That's a shame. I was really enjoying that. So we have another person lined up, I think. There doesn't seem to be a sign of Adrian coming back there. So will we take in Hitanella now Ruth? Will Ruth and Shin agree? Kever, what let oh, how do you Ruth?
Oh, Jesus. Well, Mayor.
Tatuer, sorry. We didn't give you a whole lot of warning there that time. Sorry, just hit the mark on Tidlin Adrian and Shin. Adrian's internet fell out there, so
you're
officially being thrown on the spot. But
right, okay.
Thomas Dusul, good morning, Clushtal Wet. We'd love to hear any stories or any memories you have about Frank at all.
Yeah, I suppose like everyone has said a lot of it already, and I did as well. Like I had the privilege to work with Frank for a good few years, and I was very lucky to do so. But like Kev said at the start, it's not the big things I remember about Frank, it's the small things. And I actually, you're laughing at me now, but rinne my lista, because I was like, can't leave anything out.
Oh, brilliant.
I suppose like my first experience, it was my first summer to be a Kyoto, and I remember there being more sculder Glashlergan, like you always saw Frank when you were doing your recordings, and you're like, oh, this is the big man now, and always told to shut up or whatever. And one of my first jobs to do on my own as a Kyoto was with Sive. Myself and Sive were working on I don't know what song it was, back in the year of Despacito, whatever year that was. And anyway, we did a few takes, and we were in the pub, and like Frank did, he could hear a ball being poked against the wall a couple of houses away. And I remember he said, right, Ruth, come listen to this. And I was like, what do you mean, come listen to this? And he's like, you've to listen to these now. I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm that person now. Like, I'm like the Jenny when I was younger, or Yee or whatever.
He's coming to you for a reference.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, wow, I feel important now. And he's like, what you think? I think we need to do this. And I was looking at him, I was like, Frank, I don't know if you should ask me this. And he was like, listen, you've done the work. Like I said, it was always, you've done the work. Now we want your opinion. And I suppose it just made me feel like, okay, I'm actually here like to do a job. And he really made you feel like you have a place here now, so have your say, and I'll have my say, and we'll work together. I suppose one of the biggest things that stands out to me was my first year as Cúnsor. I remember on Cuasa D show Talana as usual, and myself and Jack Dunphy sang Love Will Set You Free, and Frank recorded it as usual. And I remember the next day we had recordings in the pub again, and I walked in and I heard the song, and I could see Frank in the corner on the desk like singing away, and I was like, oh my God, I have made it. I'm counting the Beatles now to Frank Acacia Lumsda. Like, this is class, because his opinion just meant so much. And like he was just looking and smiling, and like I think like everyone said, like that's the impact he had on you. Like you felt like you knew him forever. On the first day I met Frank, I felt like I'd known him for years, and he just made you feel so comfortable. And like I said, he was like a father figure. He was there, and he looked after you when you need to break. He's like, right, go chill out, go take a break. You know, you need some time to yourself now. And like I found that like amazing, that he was just there, like just that voice of reason. Because like, as everyone in Clontarf knows, like it is a place without reason most of the time. So I thought that was very important. And like I remember like in all the shows, like Sive said, Sive had a seat beside Frank, and Dave, then our lights technician, I used to sit beside Dave, and I used to feel like one of the lads down the back. I was like, this is class. Like, look at me now. I'm just a Kyoto here having a bit of crack, and I'm here sitting with a sound technician, a lights technician. I thought it was brilliant. But I suppose, I don't know, he had that sense about him. Like at the start of every summer, I remember one summer, myself and Limo were the only Kyoto so far in Course A, and I was like, oh my God, like it's all down to us now. And I was really, really worried. Now, Sive walked in the door a few hours later, and I was delighted. And I don't know if she remembers, but I basically mowed her down with a hug in the holla. But like, he was just like, "You're fine, calm down, you have it, you know, you're able to do this. This is why you're here." And he was that person to make you just calm down. Like, all you needed to hear was a, "How are you, Ruthie? How are you?" Off you go. Even if you hadn't seen him in a whole year, it was straight down, and it was brilliant. I don't think I'll ever forgive him for suggesting to me how to do the Macarena in Irish, but other than that, I think like he was one of a kind. Like,
Absolutely. No, it's so amazing to hear what you're saying there, because it's something that I think that we've mentioned before as well, is that the belief that Frank had in us, I think, was always just insane. And no more than when he's turning around to you and suddenly, like, you know, asking you to reference the sound of this whole video that he's after meticulously working on, and he wants your opinion, and he genuinely wants your opinion, like, and just to have a man of his talent and caliber to kind of put that faith in us, I think is one of his biggest contributions to giving confidence to people.
And I think you could see, I definitely found, because say for myself and Limo, we were the same age the whole way up, so we were the same group as we went up, and you could see how proud he was of us every year. I remember my last year working in Lurgan was Kirsty Govis a Hochdig, and myself and Limo, we wanted to do One Day Like This by Elbow, and I suggested, and I was so afraid I'd mess up the lyrics that I made Limo translate it. But we were up in the dome, and you know, going, and I loved the song. I was bopping out, myself and Limo having the best time. I remember turning over my shoulder and Frank was just smiling at us. Like, he was there, it was the video day, and he was there catching the atmosphere, and he was just smiling at the two of us and everybody else. Like, yes, he was checking sound and everything, but just to see how happy he was. And I started laughing at him. I was like, "What are you looking at? Like, why are you smiling?" And he's like, "You just look so happy. You look so like you're having the best time." And I think that meant so much to him as well, that we had such a good time as well.
I think you're absolutely bang on right there, Ruth. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a person who massively fed off the vibe in the room, and also contributed massively to the vibe in the room. So I resonate with what you said massively.
Yeah, but I don't think all these stories are so lovely. It just takes you back, but I don't think we'll ever do justice to the person he was.
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Ruth.
Thank you. Slán, guys.
Slán, thank you so much. Tatu Mutalta and Shinkiv.
I was just going to say before Ruth goes, Solonimian to Ruth, I think I've got the same list in front of me here. And I think it all comes back to exactly what Ruth was saying. Everything you can take away from that man is just both professionally and personally. I mean, to be that organized and that together and that meticulous, I suppose, and at the same time not be to be that positive. Just bring that kind of light to a session. It's just really lovely to hear. Everyone is really bringing you back, you know.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I just said it's lovely to hear it. I think Adrian might be back in the room there. I'm not sure. Adrian, you might give us a thumbs up if you are.
Oh, sorry.
Howdy, Adrian.
Adrian. That's our colour.
Ironically, tá no Wi-Fi ní seár Gunamara. No, he's Somalia. He's Somalia. Pilar. No, sorry. No, just as I was saying, like, kind of our group, we weren't really involved in like singing ourselves, but we were dealing with sets and building sets. And I don't know if you heard the story I told about Frank will be recording in the hall in the holla, and we might be making a bit too much noise in the pub, setting things up. And like Mihal and everybody was saying how effective a communicator Frank was. But I remember we were recording Codeline one night, and there was something wrong with one of the stands or something in the pub, and we were going with hammers and saws trying to fix this. And we were making an awful racket, and then Frank opened the door to the pub, and Frank communicated with us in his own unique way. So he most certainly put us right. But just the one other story I would like to share is, like, at the end of the summer, he would always organise this kind of a party up in the dome, and he'd rig it out with sound, and like, he'd spend all his own money, of course, like, and he'd buy everyone food and drinks and everything. And the last one that he had was Gavi Finide, and I remember it was well on, let's say, we'll put it that way. And I turned to him and he goes, Frank, like, why did you do this? And he just goes, I just want to say thanks to y'all. Like. And I was like, sure, Frank, we owe you so much, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will Wemsch, I think.
That's Frank in a nutshell, isn't it? He's the one. He's the one carrying us all on his shoulders, and he's there thanking us. Yeah, that's amazing, Adrian. Gurmila Mila Magut.
Come on, Dad.
Slán lad. Lovely words from Adrian there. Thanks so much. We might get Kev in here now. We've a few more people who want to come on, and Kev might introduce them there. Sheelam go to move to reach Kev.
It's a habit of mine. Gurmila Mat Keith and Gurmila Mat Adrian to go hall and skills and such that. And that was one of the next things I was in the next setting I was hoping to see Frank in was one of those settings. So Gurmila Mat, Adrian, they were few and far between, so they're kind of something we'll all treasure, I think. I think Nathan is standing in the wings there. Nathan, all to really go to. We'll bring you in here now. Hey Nathan, check out there. That's what I call, bud. That's what I call. Gurmila Mat is after showing up.
Caimero, thanks and nods to the four of you and to everyone else who's reached out in the last couple of days. Just means a lot, like to know that the Lurgan family is still strong.
Yeah,
they're all there for each other. Like, suppose all I can say about Frank was I just found his sense of humor to be incredible. Chatting to some of the lads that used to work. That I haven't been in Lurgan in a few years, but chatting to some of the boys that used to work with him as well. We're all just saying how funny he was and how witty, how quick he was. I used to love nothing more than like sitting in his shadow, watching him do his work. But it was more so just for to be taking the mick with him, like, and hindering him, and especially the summer of 2017 was probably one of the best summers of my life. And I'm sure loads of people listen to this remembers I got a bit of a viral problem, a bit of a viral illness anyway. Everyone will remember it by a big lump coming out the side of my neck, and definitely shouldn't have been coming into all the videos or all the recordings. I just thought it was gas crack, so I came in, sat down near enough to him in the pub anyway, and he got up and handed me a bottle of water one morning and just looked me dead in the eye and said, "You look like death." And it was just, and that was the relationship I had with him. It was kind of just take the mick out of each other as much as possible and have as much fun as could possibly have, you know, and singing up on stages. He'd have a little mic beside him that he could communicate with you, and you know, I just found him incredibly funny. I never got to sing Shanos for him, so I just asked the lads if I could just sing a verse of an old
Absolutely, that'd be lovely.
Shanos hymn for him. And I know there are plenty of people who have yet to talk, so I won't stay too long, but I'll sing a verse or two of a song. And Tasheri and Tanamatai. So
yeah, Cormac Skull on that's it.
Lovely. She an firáin hiriarnanam Sherinye mwys chanach donir she Yestolang she paish agus ba ser an grif Marialein the Paki and Liz Agus Alleluia Agus Alleluia Alleluia Agus Ma wasliter an cholan ni welachtan anam ach na shen ki manam shekhiche agus mála go deola tarína glóire. Is tá selón seo. Is bí mis na níomh sé las a bhlás. Go bhád riomh áireachta. Agus alleluia. Gus alleluia. Alleluia. Gus Ma was litter an choláin, ní bhfuilach don anam, ach ná sé na gí manam sé chuige. I leave it at that, lads. Got to be my beef.
Má fear óhéin gur míle maith Nathan as tacht maith sin. Sílim bhfuil car eile linn tacht an trenis. We have another friend called. Thanks so much, Nathan, for that. Absolutely beautiful. Cathal an fiddlet áil tú an sin a chahal.
Howdy.
Lovely. That's what I call it, but
Agus tas a cefar a dhéirí.
gur míle maith as tacht amach nacht.
Not a bother.
Tacht amach ach fós nada.
Exactly.
No, how are you anyway? Good man.
Good. Yeah, and I just again to reiterate to everyone, thanks a million for putting this on tonight. It's actually been wonderful to be able to listen to stories from people. Just about Frank. It's kind of funny. I've been a bit out of the game with Colashlurgan for a couple of years. It's been a few years since I last worked there. But a couple of things I forget. It's just funny to hear. Sive talking about the chair. I remember my time having the chair sat beside Frank, like doing the recordings and having the sweet, having the mints as well.
Did you get your name on the chair though, Cathal?
No, I think I was. Unfortunately not. I think that was on a reserve for Sive only. But no, it was good. I kind of thought it was with working into music, I was much more of a behind the stage, behind the cameras kind of guy. I was never, and thankfully so, it was better that I wasn't kind of that side. So I would have worked, I kind of prefer to be sat beside Frank working on the kind of recording side. And, reiterate what everyone said. He was a man who brought such amazing passion and drive to everything he did. And, just get the job done. As everyone said, Colashlurgan can be quite chaotic and quite full of madness and, at the best of times. And he just, managed to pull magic out of it and make everything just come together so well. I remember I think it was one of the last videos I had worked on was Africa by Toto, and it was a bit of a challenging piece. And we'd 10 different groups to be recorded, and we said so to Frank, and we've 10 different harmony lines, and we have this and we have that, and he was like, all right, yeah, we'll make it work, not a problem. I think there was an added challenge that Michal had decided that he was going to have a rain show at the video, so there was houses rigged up so that they were going to light down. And I don't think Frank quite took too well to the idea of water all around his electrolytes. It's quite expensive his material, but again, made it work. It was all done fine. But I remember
we the 240 volts buzzing around the place. It was the equipment.
Absolutely, But I remember at the start of the video that we were kind of trying to replicate this the sound of thunder and lightning and stuff, with people clapping and whatever like that. And we would show the video to Frank, and he's like, "This is a great idea, let's go for it." And we did it I think we did 3 takes of it, and Frank was like, "Done. We don't need to do anything else. There's no production. There's no effects we need to put on this. This is it, perfect." And he just he put it together so well. And as everyone was saying, he'd give the earphones. You have to listen. You have to hear how good this is. And he was just like. It was just fantastic to hear back, and he was so excited, and he had so much passion to bring.
Even though he knew exactly how to get that result. I remember I was there the same day, and I remember he was just the smile on his face when it all worked, and I think it was even better than he was expecting himself. I think he was underselling his own abilities there, because it was stunning.
Absolutely. It was just so, I mean, the kids, the students had so much talent, and everyone, like a lot of the musicians had so much talent to bring. Like, I think he was just so excited to be able to like bring that out in people. And my God, did he bring it out? Even no more, with ourselves. Like, I remember the year we decided, I think it was the last summer before we decided, maybe we might give a band a go. And, we were talking about, should we set up a band and stuff? And I remember chatting to him about it, and he was just like, of course you should set up a band. Jesus, you've so much. I was just like, but it's only a couple of bits we're thrown together, and like no disrespect to the huge amount of work that went into a lot, like all the videos, but more for our own work. It was just like I don't know, it's just kind of something we're doing for a hobby, and it's good fun or whatever. And he's like, you got to put this in, like there's so much you can do with all the talent you have available. Like all you guys in the band, like it's just there's so much that can be done. And I was kind of like, God, yeah. He kind of really just gave a bit of a kick in the backside to be like, no, this is worthwhile, this is valuable, and you need to like make the most of it. And it's just kind of, he was a great man for just making sure, everyone got the best of everything that you believed in, believed in yourself.
One day he handed us a list of microphones that would suit our individual voices.
So like, I remember, he'd come down and he was just like, because I'd have him set up quite often when I was working and stuff, and he just like, he was like, oh, I've got to show you, like, I've got this fantastic microphone. This will suit Jenny's vocals so well. Or it's like, I heard some recording through it, and he was just so excited, like, for everything. It's such great, great ideas. I've kind of another last story, slightly less safe for work, but we were celebrating at the end of the summer. I think it was we were in Galway City, having our annual celebration, and one dear friend of ours, who shall remain nameless, was overindulged somewhat anyway, and was found not too well in the bathroom. And we noticed he'd gone, and I went to have a look for where he was. And I saw Frank had just happened upon him anyway, and he was getting sick in the toilet. And Frank was great. He was looking after him, was holding back his hair and stuff. And I was like, God, Frank, he's like, I've kids. Like, don't worry, this is nothing. Like, vomit's not a problem. Don't worry. And I was just chatting away. And he was like, no, not a bother. This is totally fine and normal. So he was always looking out, always looking after us, always taking care.
Not afraid to be hands-on anyway.
Absolutely. No, so as I said, it's fantastic to hear the stories because it's been quite a shock over the week. But it's great just to see how well people remember him and how much of a legacy he's left. Like I said, with Sholin, I think he was such a good, amazing, positive influence, certainly for me anyway, when we were talking about setting up the band. Like, I thought, he's just one of the people I was like, yeah, he gave me the kick in the backside I needed to make sure to convince myself that.
One of the people, if you needed a bit of advice, he was always there, more than happy to give you as much time as needed to run something down for you, and just in amach smach. Gur míle maith Cathal.
Kev, gur míle maith agus gach daoine teisínta, gur míle maith agaí.
Slán pobod. Yeah. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Kev.
What's back?
Gur maith. Bhí tá sé just chóháil an sin éisteach leis na scéalta ar fad atá chainteach ag gachtain an seo, really, really and truly.
Nirchin Dina Fuse in comments as leid tachtasteach, the couple can tachtasteach. I've lost one or two of the comments that I had planned on pulling up, I think.
I have one here that I might pull up actually from Dara de Bakun.
That's the one I was looking for.
Ní hagan an leha mission an Maze Umlan ach I can't help but share a funny story memory I have of Frank from Corsa D a few years back. We were having our wrap-up party for the staff in the Dome, and everyone was in great spirits. So this might be the same party that Adrian was in attendance at. Long story short, I vividly remember waking up on a sofa. I'll continue here now. Where are we now? Sorry, 1 second. Long story short, I vividly remember waking up on a sofa about 5 a.m. and suddenly became very aware that there was heavy rock music blasting out of the Dome. When I say it was echoing down the roads and lanes of Inzrawan, I stood up anyway and looked over, and who's sitting with a happy head banging to the music? Only Frank. Never saw a man happier to be holding a can and head banging to music in Connemara. Makes me laugh every time. You'll be missed, Frank. You'll always be a part of music. And that was a beautiful comment there from Dara de Bakun. Before we move on to our next guest, there was one man who worked quite an awful lot with Frank throughout the years, Eamon McManus or Muzzy. as mar is fear aine ach d'oibre Muzzy le Frank just cholerod, you know. Muzzy was the cameraman and Frank was the sound man, you know, and
Probably together more than anyone out of the lot of us.
yeah, they had it. Yeah, like the overback between Muzzy and Frank was nothing short of hilarious, I think, from time to time. But they had they were a wonderful duo, like, you know, really and truly. And I've been talking to Muzzy over the last day or two, and he's asked me. He's watching now, so but he's asked me to play a song that reminds him a lot of his time with Frank, and it's put me a bit on the spot, to be honest, Muzzy, but it's one I haven't played in years. I think we had a brief spell where we gigged it actually, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I'm gonna.
I think one of the guys mentioned it. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a track to him with Codeline. Ruth, I think, possibly was involved, but there was
it was. Yeah.
There was Jack involved, and sure, geez, everyone was involved in the tracks, you know. But I'll give it a crack anyway. Just for Muzzy. So. So I might take a second now. Sorry now about the delay. But this was a song that Muzzy asked me to play, so I might give it a crack. Real clever blood runs on so they lost a green paw, a green room where the storm, like green shade, hair her son, they glad up the hound, hold down, to chin a croon a grain, the amon. Binay, I'm telling she long nach made to one, you want let me sure. The freest honest do we gaan hard. Ach, it's father women town we shout creative. A sound go grow free and show creative. Ach, it's come along, so dog. Give my glad the Lord he soon it all is come free. One of here is gone, shiny beat, sunless ray, brother one or incident. You had the whim of souvenirs, called to Queen Rusik Branner, wearing brother Vian's heart. Nach Herman V on lucht, no beter gebied, no priest can be again brew hard. Gonna be a guy brewer. The crumble free and show theater. The sound go crumble free and show theater. A sound go crumble free and show theater. A sound going drum on free and show together. Ach, it's come along, sit down. remember the line, the melody line for the chorus. Yeah, so that's that was just a take. I haven't played that song in a long time, but I do know that Muzzy wanted to hear that one, so we said we'd give that one a crack. The next person I want to bring in is another. Is Dina Ella gun dram shania vi gober listen gyol agus vich an chraic vi isha agus Frank on the Goonie freshen. So I'd like to bring in Anya ní hol ma vinci and chin. Will Ture Anya? Tá she raised took she stachanish. Oh, tatu Neil an ag gobid an sin Anya will mute and shin or the phone or the
Listen to me?
Clushmanish.
All right. Hello, Kechwachib.
Guma, Kechwil to hain.
Good. Ta affeller now Gumarsha Tamad accounts, but check it as Nishgale to father flesh stuff we Frank. Ni chunya mishwachib that Anna Mer Frank Cholesterol obviously, but an féle skull draimi ocht an Instagram freshen agus draimi nalug skull na tully. Ní sam cadiers ma really just gwyn ma queenu a chlán agus a chard a fad. Nus chologanne vi an chinam Frank agus anta med Marylandish, but what struck me if we Frank just how friendly and genuine and but honest he was, funny, very, very honest, and every time you meet him, he'd be so happy to see you and interested in what you're doing and what you're doing these days. And he'd always ask me about my brother Porrick as well. He'd be like, and what's Porrick doing? And is he playing much music? And, you know, he'd ask about Mom, even though it could have been years since he worked with her. He just remembered everyone. And he was just a gent and great crack as well. And I'm just going on from what Adrian and Dara, I think, said earlier. I remember that party in the summer. He was mad for that party. He was adamant. And anytime he'd see me, he'd be like, you ready now? At the end of the summer now, we're having this party. And I was like, right, Frank, right. I know, we're having the party. And the night came anyway. And I said to Jay, geez, you better go to this party now, because Frank, it won't be worth my while seeing Frank again, because he'll be saying, you never went to the party. So we went anyway. And he had the whole place decked out. Like, I'm pretty sure there's even like decorations and stuff. And the whole place was just bopping, like full sound system, full light system in the middle of Connemara in this tiny little dome. And went in anyway, and the music was blaring. And I told him at one stage, I was like, Frank, I'm going in to get a drink. He got all the drinks, everything. He's like, I'll go in with you, sure. So we went in. We found a wheelchair on the way. So he's wheeling me around in this wheelchair for the night. And I have a load of funny videos of him, of that night, not just of him, of everyone who was there. And there was one video in particular, and All You Need Is Love by the Beatles was blaring, and everyone was like, you know, it's about 3 a.m, and everyone was feeling the love and all this. And here was Frank over in the corner playing like an air guitar, an air trumpet, an air fiddle, I think, at one stage.
A multi-air instrumentalist.
Yeah, the wheelchair was still being flung around, and yeah, and I was just being like, this fella's a legend, like, you know, it was, and I kept saying that night, I was like, I'm going now in a minute. And I remember at 5 o'clock, because there was only a few of us left, and myself, Frank, Ian O'Connor, Adrian, Dara Bacon, we were amongst the few, and I was like, oh God, I have to work in the morning. But he was always like really enthusiastic about all the projects we were doing in Lurgan, and always thinking bigger and better. Such a hardworking, talented man, and College Lurgan won't be the same without him. And Tasulam, like, I know I asked Stefan earlier about playing All You Need Is Love, and I just hope he'll be playing his air guitar at Kingsaloft. So, Gurmagi.
Gurmila Mila Mahadanya. That was a beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you very much. Gurmila Mahadashin. Gurmad, Slán. I Slade and and tunchar a bhí ag Frank gachtainna. So this one comes from Anya, another put on the spot song, but I have to do it. But this one is for hopefully Frank, if you're listening, that you might engage us with a bit of your air guitar playing. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. There's nothing you do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be with you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love, love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love, love is all you need. So if you're there at home and you want to imagine yourself being in that tent or in the dome that night with Frank and his air guitar, just take a minute and sing along the chorus. I think if Frank is listening there, he'd appreciate that. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love, love is all you need. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love, love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Gur míle maithad a ríist as sin Anya scéal Allen agus creamre Allen freshen, a beautiful memory as well of Frank McEvely or Frank Nafuma. And I can't stop, before I bring on our next guest, I just want to say that I can't stop thinking about Sinead and Kyla and Rory, his beautiful family, and Frank's mother Mary as well, and his brothers and the rest of his family too. It's an incredibly difficult time for them, and I'm delighted that Clon Lurgan, or the Lurgan family, has come together here to share many stories and maybe give his family an insight into Frank's Lurgan life, as it were. But the next person I'd like to bring on is the real boss man of Coláiste Lurgan. I think everyone can agree with that, even Micheál himself. He might be the number 2 bus driver, but he is certainly the number 1 man. So could I introduce, please, Liam O'Hushteen, Liam's father. Hello, Liam.
Gomaidí a Chlán Lurgan agus míle buchas agus fair pléribas ocht on Rocha a chur siúlanacht agus seans a bhuairt go daoine ahantas tiltte a bhuairt go Frank. Is duine gona seanóirí mise Coláiste Lurgan inis, ní leach duine bháin a ní sinne ná mise I Coláiste Lurgan agus ní luú mé anam inis ach is leir sin ach is cuimeanam nuair a thosaigh Frank ag gobar I go láiste organ. I'm there that long now. Agus bhí me caint leis an lá cean an chéad lá nó an darna lá agus rinne se an impresisiún orm. Agus just bhí muidir caint faoi cuasaí an taobh agus rudí mar an nuair agam cén bhaintí bhí aige le choláiste organ. Agus nuair a bhí me ré caint leis, bhí sé sa seomra beag sa Credit Union, sa fognamh an chóir credmheasa agus nuair a bhí muidir chumeiste ag Mícheál, cé mo rinne, cé leid sin. Agus dúirte, sinna Frank. Frank who a dear me hen? Frank na fuame a dear Mícheál. Agus dúir se, just tá se an sound. Agus dúir se, dear Mícheál, Frank na fuame. Agus go dtí inné. Agus ní rud náidecha se, is rud iontacha se cheapan hen. Ní rah slínne Frank ar ólas a gom. Go dtí inné. Agus ní rah sé i bhád ó bhí sé promoted ó Frank na fuame go dtí just Frank. Agus just Frank, bhí aithne chola mar Frank agus just Frank agus Frankie go láiste organ agus gan é sin an rud agus héis cúpla lá hiag mé cad a bhí gceiste ag Mícheál agus nach é na fuaime cinál slínne ná tá a bhíar, but anyway ní a bheith slínne a gom go dtí inné ach bhí sáraithne agam agus an sort duine bhí ann jaibe sé an fearis fuaime sa goláiste agus bhí sé an agus just bhí sé ag gobar go ciún ar chúl, taobh hir den rirá agus an rúile búile a bhí ag goláiste organ i gcónaí an saol crackáilte bhí Frank tíhir just ag gobar behind the scenes. Tá cúpla duine mar sin i goláiste organ nach seaan Frank amach i gcónaí, agus éon uair a bhí job le dúine, éon bhaint a bhí le ceol nó fiseán nó éon rud, it's an bhfuil Frank anseo. Bhfuil Frank anseo, call Frank, an bhfuil Frank ré. Sinne. Má tá Frank anseo agus tá Frank ré baimid all right. It'll be all right má tá Frank anseo. Sinne cinál an sort duine a bhí ann agus just, ag géistecht agus ag breanú an a daoine bhí an seo anocht agus ag cainte anocht agus tá gach duine caint faoi Frank agus tá manga gáirí ar an aige go, agus tá sagam go bhfuil daoine faoi bhrón ach an manga sin léironn sé sin an sort duine a bhí i bhrank caime a rá. Na joban í a rinne Frank sa choláiste ní rá jobbar bith rómhór. Is cuibanm ceann go na rudaí i mo intin Stefan tusa ar an státe ag féle sí agus scarf Ross Commoner de rista gut. An cuiban le an níhe sin. Agus bhí an clós go léir ag praba. Sús agus síos agus bhí Frank, bhí mé féchann se Frank bhí sé istí an tent beag a bhí aige sa chlós agus bhí Frank é hen, just ní a job ar bith rómhór ach fós, ní a job ar bith, ní na joban í beaga bhí siad chud tábhachtach céine leis an job mór. Nuair a bhí sé sa chlós, nuair a bhí féle sí ann, nuair a bhí sé sa tent, nuair a bhí an seo talún ann. No, nuair a bhí sé istigh sa seomra beag sa Credit Union agus duine bháin chalínóg nó buchalóg ag caneiste sa microfón. Agus tá sé an deacar é seo a chur an iúil, an bailach a bhí ag Frank, an písa is fearr a thógáil amachchas an duine óg sin. Bhí sé, bhí sé thug sé spreagadómh agus thug sé misneachtómh, agus gona daoine seo, agus dáirdigh sé an féin bhhuiín a bhís na daoine óga seo. A bhís na gasúr a bhí tíochttas cholle taobh den tír agus bhí siad cúthalach ní a bhéon muí nachab bhí siad bhí beidir go tína spáilir agus just rinne Frank é sin, just chuir sé súrt árdóg. You know, nádal sé ceann agus dúirte, sinné anha agus sinna méid bhí a tastal. You know, go ciún sin an cinál an fear ré séomh bhí ann. Agus just dáirdigh sé féin bhuiín na daoine óga seo. Bhí mé breanhar other voices. Bhí mé breanhar chlárach í dearnach san íche, agus bhí daoine ag cána, agus dahan mé duine cinnte bhí go láiste lorgan ar other voices, agus is cuiimlum Frank a caint leis an duine sin. Agus an sin níl se bhád ó hin ó bhí me breanhar bhí chlár telefís eile ar siúl, agus bhí duine cinnte eile ag cána a bhí go láiste lorgan. Nílis agus well, you know, nílis na réalta ceol a cheol Frank. Bíoh sé ar bhealach beag nó ar bhealach mór. Just dáirdigh sé na daoine a liug a bhí ag plé leis. You know, just fioch sé suasagad agus just he got the best out of them. Sinna méide tá an rá just agus na réalta a chrothí sé. You know, ó thosa sé gobar le choláiste lorgan. Agus má tá man an swinmh tá órán ceol tíar a country music song an title ar má tá man an swinmh ar an title. It's not what you take with you, it's what you leave behind you when you go. Agus mar a dúirt Mícheál tá blueprint ein tá caiideán inis fácaí ina dhí aige agus just sinné tá déanta aige agus má tá mu an an caiideán sin na chuineáil. Bélín maidir le Frank na fuaime. Agus tuigim agus comhráin le na chláán agus le na bhaintear agus le na ngasúróg. Agus just is bónach an scéala ach I gcónaí it's what you leave behind you when you go. Tá sé sin agus béis sé sin agan I gcónaí. So sinna mé tá le rágam fair play riomh leanna ráiles.
Gur míle maith líon sáchráte bhí sin go háin. Gur míle maith.
Rud scopaí tá hééis fi an áil ó chutríon na seine heol na thugad an sinne ar WhatsApp. Go múgait breanúir sé ag cíd chomá níl samúilte banana chaar seo ach caigi súla agus sin go mééis banana.
Socróma sin tá sé mar WhatsApp bhfuil?
Tá sé ar WhatsApp agus ag cíd so.
Ok, banna mé trí las sin na hocrú só idir an dálín ach gur míle maithagaí go míle maithagaí burt bhí sin thbár. So bin an bhirt Liam ó Thustín agus Liam ó darno agus couple rud álan rátain sin ag Liam for the people who won't speak only English, the unfortunate few. Liam was just recounting the absolute standard that Frank achieved while working in TG Lurgan and in Coláiste Lurgan, and just how he brought, as he said, the best out of absolutely everybody. And I think to continue from that point, I think one of the biggest things that Frank carried throughout himself always was his ability to give people time. And that goes back to what Dahi said about it doesn't matter what stress was happening in the college at the time. If Frank saw you, he came over and he gave you a smile and he stood beside you and he said, how are things? And he gave you time, you know, he looked you in the eye when he spoke to you. There was nothing, there was nobody. And again, to go back, it carries on again from what Ruth was saying, that he and Keith, that he recognized the music in people and the ability in people very early, and there was no case of, oh, you needed to be a certain age, or you needed to be at a certain point in your life before your opinion mattered. If Frank believed you were up for it, doesn't matter. He put his faith in you, and he would ask you the questions, and he was serious, and it wasn't just lip service. And he would do that, and that came from the time I think Frank gave to people, and the confidence he instilled in people to become decision makers in that regard, and to take the stages that we would only have dreamed of or be part of shows that we would have only dreamed of being a part of. But I'm going to play another one of the videos from Colas Lurgan. There's another one here that I wanted to show. This was one of Frank's favorite recordings, I think, and I think in this recording, this was Frank's baby. You know, he was in charge of it basically from a sound perspective, and there was a choir, and there was singing, and there was a guitar, and there was one of the biggest things was that it was all done live, and that was Frank's area, was live. You know, the real and this one was one of those, and this is probably my favorite project that I've been a part of as well. And Michal was telling me that it was Frank's too. I have before I continue, I'm just have to sing a message in from from Sinead, and I think he said herself, Kyla and Rory. I hear with Frank tonight, listening to beautiful tributes, music and stories. We are heartbroken, but we are blown away listening to how many lives Frank has touched. And Sinead, honestly, I don't know you, and I'm sure I will get to know you at some point, but we are so sorry for your loss. Frank was a wonderful, wonderful man. On that note, I will play one of Frank's favourite songs that he recorded.
Martin macht our summer, everyone klach allein. Und Sommertags und Kriegen Nacht ist
On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare, that I might one day rue. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way. So I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day.
Martin Mochtar Samach Evruach Lachalein on Sauertag on Cleveland Ash is
Yeah, so that was so I see people asking in the comments what was that for obviously for a lot of people we would recognize that as Fáinne Galan Lay, the original tune to Raglan Road, and then with a little snippet of Raglan Road we broke the rules with the Bearla, the Shinganshin, but that one was a live take from start to finish, and as I said before, that was where Frank really that was where he shone, and he loved that, and that song there is an absolute it's one of my favorites. Our next guest is gonna be a fella who I'll have to just do. My screen is gonna turn off here in 1 second, but I'll bring on Corach here, and I might get maybe Kev to listen for 2 minutes. That's all right. Cechúil tú a Corach Tatu and sin ar a stream and sin a Corach. Would tú ná me chlustal a Corach would?
Ní muid an an hosa chlustal.
I wonder why that is now. Hindó trí. Right, Kevin, I might get you to
yeah, ní muid an Corach chlustal go fóileach, but
right,
so come with what
yeah, I might step out, and Kev, if you want to.
No. Hey, Corach, and we'll chance will crap a mutate it do heave and will. I thought you were schools and chat. No need. Joe, Bannerman 3 las and Fidlet and chat Argal is chapter Ashtach Agus Bannerman 3 las as reached. Martin my reset book. So, one sec.
Fadus will say ag gemacht an sin tá an fish an sin taki strack. We got that video sent in there by Limog, so we might play that for you there now. That shows it's a nice video, Frank. So you see there at the start, Frank, the absolute life of the party over there. Some man to just dance away there for the whole night. What a legend. Thanks for sending that in there, Limog Mahug Magat.
All in the look. It's kind of shows you the crack that was had. Really thorough look, really. Idir gach togra agus gohora ag der an tara.
Sinnig, Gadirach, yeah. Níl sam bhfuil cóthach takeí rash.
Tá sé ag tacht rash in is gan sec, so bottom of 3 las we'll see nor hagan se rash. Arinos. Oh, that's different rash anyway.
I'll step in here until you get that car crash. That was the infamous dome party. So
when it started off, I was like, "Oh, there's Frank," and then the camera moved away, and I was like, "Jesus, we haven't watched this video now." What's going to be people hanging from the roof, from the rafters? Vi sé glangama.
Fecim córach an sin, so tugam isteach an sin and then go my goodie Keith and sin ní go míle maithfidh seasteach. A chórach, tá tú lína bhfuil. Hello, ní an gluisin tú Stoi nach
Stefan, ní mis an tusa chostal.
Okay, so
An mis chostal?
Tá. Sure, just right at le bhéid bí rád.
It's not mis chostal, tá?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, I can't hear you. It makes a difference. I suppose, look, it's first of all just my condolences to the family and the gossip and stuff. It's just really disaster to listen to everyone's stories about Frank. And I suppose I had the privilege sometimes to stand back and see the influence Frank had on everyone, musicians, students, Kennedy, teachers, even Michal, even Liam. And he always kind of brought to mind, he was the kind of conductor of everyone, that he was able to bring everyone with him in a very calm, in a very, I suppose, nice way, but he was able to mix it with the crack as well. And I suppose myself and Frank would always have the chats early in the morning or late in the evening when you, Stefan, wouldn't be up. Miel might be rumbling in the office. Liam would be starting the buses, and myself and Frank could be just chatting about loads of different things. He'd be chatting about, things he'd be doing in Scullinatully, things he'd be doing. He was doing the sound on a fashion show we were doing. He'd be talking to the family and talking about just shooting the breeze. And it was, I used to find it was such a release for me in the mornings. I'd have 20 million things in my head, and Frank would come in and we just have the crack and have the chats. And then I suppose in the evenings we'd have, if there was a shoot on Dernach, we'd have a couple of duck. And I remember it was actually a memory stuff you put up, Ruddy Keane Signé, about the kind of the clap on the back, and it just kind of it brought back a memory, and some of it was from the Dome as well. And it was the year Graf Féile C, and it was only a couple of years ago, and it started absolutely belting down rain. And myself and Frank, after Féile C and the sound guys and everyone was there, the last people out, and it was kind of late. And myself and Frank said, "Look, we won't have a duck tonight." And he goes, "Look, we'll have it tomorrow." I know usually it was, of course, a D where you'd have the party in the Dome, but we said, "Look," and he goes, "Myself and Ian will be up in the Dome. Tomorrow after you come back, and we'll go back there." So anyways, we were back to Dome, and like we were after being in Gallia, back to the Dome, and Frank was there, and the tunes were blaring and having a good crack. And myself, Ian, I think Frank were sitting down chatting around, and it was the same time Frank was supposed to do the sound for my sister's wedding, Katie, and I sang, but he couldn't be there the day, so he was always on to me, "Come on now, we record you." So we kind of this half idea we're going to record at 5 o'clock in the morning. That wasn't going to happen. But we were having the chat near, so I went to get a drink, and I think, I don't know, was it me or Roots or Sorach? There was a couple of us anyways, and All I Want for Christmas came on. Now this is in August, and so we were dancing, bopping away. I sat back down next to Frank anyways. He kind of looked at me, and he put the hand on my back, and he goes, "Geez," he goes, "you're good at organising people, and you're not a great dancer, but your music taste, if you pick that, is rubbish." And we just hustled with the Gaudi, and it was just one of those things that he could bring you with you and have the crack. And since those days, every time he'd always say, "Oh no, we'll do a recording." And it was only kind of in jest and a bit of crack, but I suppose we always thought someday we'd do something and just have peace of spree, because he knew, I suppose that we'd probably do something at some stage, and we were talking about it, Stefan, and it kind of hit me, that we won't have that. We won't have that day. The next time we do Smash That Lurgan, I won't see Frank on Armadin or Derna Sani, and the conductor of a lot of things is gone. August just my heart goes out on Clone, our fads, and they're just so proud of their dad, husband, brother, because he was just a special man, and Murder Liam and Shin for being sound. He was so sound, and that is the beauty of Frank Nafuma. August that's just Thomas Hove Ronach, but Mother Mial, he has such a footprint that is it's mind-boggling going forward, because so many Dino go from from Skulnatully and Nino Vega, and Anya mentioned the Skulls Ramyachta, obviously then to when you think of it, kids coming in at 13, 14, and he just lets them become whatever they want with their voices, and that's something that'll just stand the test of time. Agus just really, really bronach. So Sinead, and my condolences go Cholorana. Agus really gazas. I made that in Dagi Shinoch lads. It's really gazas, and I think we've all got comfort from it, and I hope the family get some comfort fresh.
I'm not sure. Ma vin tuna me chostal chorabach. Gurmil mil mahadashin vishishin gohol on the lug. I suppose it's one thing to remember as well, that tonight is just primarily or predominantly, I suppose, his Lurgan family, and Frank had a lot of different families from the different things he's done around the community, as Corach and Anya mentioned, with Skull and Tola and Skull Dromiochta, agus Vitas and Shin Aaron Spidzale is Cholort, like this is only one one dimension, or one side, one aspect of Frank's life, and there is a huge amount more. Before I pass on to Keith, I just want to mention one person as well who is listening in, but possibly wasn't able to come on tonight, and that is Ian O'Connor. Corach mentioned him a couple of times there. Ian, Frank and Ian were like. Frank and Ian were tight, like in many ways. Ian would have started off his sound career with Frank in Spidzale, and Frank was the one who brought him. Ian went in doing one thing, and he wasn't sure about what he wanted to do it, and he talked to Frank, and Frank managed to get him into the music side of things, and from talking to Ian for the last few days, that's what set him up. And I know myself, even only a few months ago when we were Ian was doing his masters, and there was a project involved in that, and we needed a certain microphone or something like that, and who else do you ring really but Frank? And Ian gave him a buzz, and we went down to collect it, and just having the crack and chatting with him there, and then just Frank was there for Ian all the time, all the way through, as a mentor, as someone to guide him, as someone to ask questions. It was Frank who brought Ian into the Colchester Lurgan family, and if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't know Ian, who is a huge part of us now. Frank had that ability to spot talent in people and ability in people that I think we've all been discussing tonight, and I just really want to mention Ian in that regard, because I know he's hurting a lot, like no more than everybody else. And before I give it back to Keith as well, just to mention that there are so many other people. Like, this is only a selection of people from the Lurgan family. There are so many other people over the last 10, 11, 12 years that Frank has worked with and been with, and we could be here for a week going through all these stories. So it's a blasha beg, it's a blasha all in fin seal takatse Frank Gullis Lurgan. Ach, Turma Ryan shin goody a will woman's Rachel Gullin shin lashin gidi LMS to Keith.
Neil Gupolyak, actually, the second one.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I suppose I can go through some of the comments here. From Tara Heverty here, who said, "Oh, this is such a lovely tribute. Frank taught me sound engineering, and it was the best crack. He thought so highly of Colchester Lurgan, and he would play your videos and talk highly about you. Condolences to all his family." So that's from Tara Heverty, who would have been involved in Frank's sound class as well. We have another person here that I might get Keith to take over from. And he's another one of Frank's, another one of the Clon Kjol, I suppose, from Colas Lurgan. A wonderful, wonderful performance singer, as everyone that we've brought on is, especially Adrian, of course. And he's fantastic singer. So I might take him on here because I think Keith is a little bit busy there. But Kino, Kachulto.
Hamas to Hain, I suppose should be going Bronach. I need if you may swing of just nor if you may tax Jack here there meach. I just know need just Captain Nachel mech and just to see in the Frank like just like trusting them liento of you miss Scullera go Kinder go Kuntor just if she had going out like nor vi me nor nachrav me keen to fear degen nor vi coon of vi Frank going out as nor vi me machedur you know I didn't like directions and whore just vi Frank an hort coon of them agus just kind of a das agus aberlum go me se carcalor agus fos queenum on ihe dernach the course of D when on near she and ihe dernach achwi she ihe dome agus dorchilum don't worry keen you'll be grand you'll get it I know you'll get it and just near of breach be le rode dort Frank just we she only fear nach near bullshit be just dorchil at marasha as my condolences obviously done clan just burying to I don't know what to say to be honest I'm just tamachan oran chan do agus Shane Kedoran rinne me half there le Frank Machedoran a half me rivle lurgan agus vi se le Frank or bron vi se dirach héis cheerleader agus vi Frank gown chun me héin agus an twaile an sin chun dinne half there all I want le ma griffor so tá me chun sin chanan mas kul sin kelor
Gurmina mag Kino tuair me chuma hu ar an lá scolan mahu
Gurmina Stefan Ní lein ruduem a chruduan Sin tú a clush dálir an von Da veiken tú a rísor wan Fás a meik an naiberbe Nor og to slán is tú gan stró Vás a mé bjúgan inse Hid mo chrí ó gof godó I mein gan tú na calom Marv grog a dom sa Mo chrímas dór Kim fágur ag tú Kim fágur ag tú Níl ein rud weimach Níl ein rud weimach Dinna eigen Mar tú Mar tú Mar tú Mar tú Is queen long good dine on late a hoog to man is Christ to wait Ach nish nil me ach igui Gadog to a rashmo creek Or of grog good dog girl too. Can fágur á tú. Níl ein rud bhfuilmach, níl ein rud bhfuilmach, duine éigin, mar tú. Green Market, Stefan. Obviously, my condolences to the family.
Fair play, Chwet Cian. That was absolutely just gorgeous. Fair play, Chwet.
Really, Keith.
It just reminded me of every time somebody got up at a show Tallaght in Lurgan and did an amazing performance like that. If you happen to get yourself 2 meters within Frank's desk, he'd be straight up right beside you, and he'd do that thing that Frank does where he stands side by side with you and folds his arm looking in the same direction as you are, and he turns to you and goes, Jesus, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, the one comment would just make your day when it was from Frank. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So he'd be very proud of that. Fair play, Chwet Cian, and thanks for joining us.
Gurmila, Keith. All right.
Sonnet. Geez, that was just really, really, really beautiful. Choal and Chin Waikeen. So we've another friend who's going to join us, and the last person, in fact. So this is a girl who has worked for a very, very long time in Lurgan, very closely with Frank over the years, who has made incredible arrangements of songs for all the various choirs that have been there, with massive harmonies and all this kind of stuff, which Frank obviously is the one who captured all that magic. So it's great to welcome Jenny Ní Rochelle. Hi Jenny, ce bhfuil tú? Stóirín.
Gur maithid as é seo a chur siúil. Tá mar Harbh buíoch as bit an on, just Kangol a dhéanamh le gach dana arís.
Absolutely.
It's lovely to see everyone, and obviously, wish it was under better circumstances, but yeah, it's been a bit surreal the last few days, I think, for everybody. For people who knew Frank and who, no matter how well you knew him or not, it's a tragedy. It's a big loss, and I think definitely within the Lurgan bubble, as I like to call it, it's gonna, it's irreplaceable, really. There's no one really that can fill those shoes, even if we were to invest in the most state-of-the-art whatever. It wouldn't have that passion and that dedication that Frank would have had.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think just for me personally, as well as a musician and as someone who came up through Lurgan with all of the the chaos that comes with it. I think someone mentioned earlier about how Frank had a way of just knuckling down underneath all of that chaos. So it's almost as if even when all of that was going on around you, he was that anchor within all of the craziness, and always got it done, always got things sounding as best as they could. And that's not an easy feat when, like you said already, we weren't working with professional musicians. It was kids who were there to have fun and to enjoy themselves, and yet he managed to make magic out of it, and every single time, and we were there more so as guides rather than anything else. And I feel like he did all of the kind of technical stuff that definitely I could not have done. And in terms of the choir, it's one thing to hear a song or hear a note in your head, which I would kind of conceptualize this idea of what I wanted it to sound like, and then I would tell it to Frank and he would just make it happen. And there was that little bit of interim in between where we'd have to interface with the kids and teach them and sing them and practice. But ultimately, most of the time we would record it in pieces, and then Frank would slice the whole thing together and come back with something incredible, and it was really just, it's almost like I trusted that he could hear that as well, and he just understood straight away. There was never too much of a difficulty between me saying this is what it, it should sound like, and then he would just know. You never really had to explain it. It was just intuitive for him, and he really just had such an ear for music of every kind, obviously, but like everyone has kind of said everything I was hoping to say and more, obviously. But I think what Limo was saying about his ability to really hear potential in people, often even before they could see it themselves and before they could even believe it themselves as well, and that's really it's something really special when someone really does that. And I think most of us have come up through Lurgan and have had those moments where someone has said, oh, this is good, and sometimes that's all it takes for someone to kind of start to feel capable and to feel like they are, they might have some talent or some skill that they can nurture, and Frank was the first person always to do that. And yeah, I mean, so many things I could say, and so many things I resonated with what everyone was sharing as well. But yeah, ultimately it's just it's really surreal, definitely, and it'll take a while to kind of get our heads around it, I think, especially with this being online and there's no kind of tangible, goodbye, really. It's just kind of a intention and everything that we can share. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say? There's so much that I want to give, and I don't know, I'm really just glad that we can in some way give back to his family and help them understand just how much he meant and just how much he did for the place.
For sure.
Yeah. So I was going to sing a song, but you played the video already. I was going to do Raglan Road. So I'm going to try another one, if that's okay.
Yeah. What and before you play there, just the thing really resonated what you said there about him capturing the magic, because a few people have said that phrase this evening, and like I've thought to myself a few times, today as we were kind of planning this, and in a lot of ways, the only reason the voices on the tracks doesn't sound like a big horrendous mess of 600 voices in a hall is because of what you described, and then I'd even forgotten that. Yeah, sure. Oftentimes we gave him like mix mashed, like we did things as afterthoughts with like little groups and stuff like that, and we kind of just threw this mess essentially at Frank, and then Boksheshin, he comes back there with this incredible, like you could some of the tracks you could just strip away all the music, and I'm serious because I've heard it. You can strip away all the music and you could actually just listen to them with the voices, and that's because of the incredible engineering that Frank did on the tracks, even after all the stuff he does in the hall with all the gear and everything. So I just wanted to say that. So Tatu con Oran Ella Yene Huinwell.
Well, I'll give it a shot. So show Mochila Mar, just for a bit of a hero,
Oh yeah, I'll give you the stage there, Leonard. Jenny.
Shame lech mochil mar, shame o hazer gilmar. Ni wood is hain, in soon there shane, o quick again mochil mar. Bim shap when airports got low, a quick a cruise eg turn yon. My squeal when on Bahulio, it's not even to describe. Shame lech mochil mar, shame o hazer gilmar. He would is hain, ain't soon there shane, o quick again mochil.
Ciú gur míle maithí Frank agus Shalin as seo a chur siúil. Yeah. I don't know who my folks are siúil.
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry, I had my mic muted there. Ach, bhí tú ionach an sin, Jenny, gur míle mágad as ucht teach there and there an sin. That was absolutely gorgeous. Fair play to you. I know that Frank would be delighted to hear you sing that.
Yeah, that was just pure class, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Tá má bhí an tá man tá duine cínta eile.
Oh, yeah.
Just a second one sin. Cuineart an sin for a second agus jo me.
Bhí á the school tú áine sin bhí couple duine teoisteach teachtrachtaí, so there was a couple of messages that were sent in that I want to show. So there was another person who would have been involved with us would have been Andy Snyder, absolute Cahallan, gorgeous bit of Frank. He would be dearly missed. As I said earlier, there are so many different people who would have been involved. Here's one. Why Phil Ichul Moherla Anya Arbaz Aduchi. A beautiful tribute to a great guy. Rinasha Alon Ibre Lin Iskol Natali. Agus near ein job Roveg. There was no job too small. He treated our Drami Nolog Holland Natali with the same respect as one would treat a West End production. I'll finish it off now. Nothing pleased him, nothing phased him, and nothing we requested was unattainable. Being sealed nís buchte go to Sir Frank. So life would be poor without Frank. Beautiful from Phil. And as I said earlier, this is only one side to Frank's involvement with everything. We have another message here from Fionn. Visha Lynn Reins Blinte I Rusnaroon, Cree Rishton Shaw, Farlach, Cove Roland Clan, Erfad. Agus míle buchas sin Fionn. There was from Michaela as well. Cahallan Erfad to lovely tribute. It's lovely to hear Skelta and songs being shared. So I actually see another guest here that we were trying to get a hold of, I think, for some of the night. And this is another one of the participants in that video, Fáinne Ganley, that Jenny mentioned earlier, and that we showed you earlier. And this is somebody who Frank would have, who Frank absolutely adored this girl's voice. And this is Amy Banks. So I'd like to bring in Amy now, if that's okay. Hello, Kechawiltu. How are you doing? Oh, you might be. Are you muted there by chance, or on your phone or laptop or something? There's a bit of it. Or do you know what it could be, Amy, is that you might have to go to settings and change your audio input, perhaps. Oh, sorry now for this hassle. I'll leave you to do that for 2 seconds. And I do have one more video. I have another video lined up that I wasn't going to show. Amy, are you good to go there, are you? No, not yet. Okay. I'll show this video now, actually, so to give Amy a bit of time. And hopefully we can get her in, because Frank was Frank loved her voice. This next video, I suppose Jenny would have been one of the main people involved in the choirs over the years, starting off, and obviously then an array of different people have worked with. But the choirs is always something that Frank nailed it. Like, you know, he was just okay. Apologies for this now. Don't know what's after happening. Will I come back? It's just me for now. I'm not sure what happened there. Apologies about that. But I think people are coming back there. But sorry for what I was just saying there, that Frank, he absolutely he nailed choirs. Choirs were his thing. And this next video is just an example, one example of a song that was done with Frank. And you can see the choir in full flow here. So this is Lagan and Rhythm Woods Royals by Lord.
Sickness
So, Thomas Ilash, we're back, and we have Amy Banks here, a beautiful soprano singer, and somebody who Frank always really, really, really thoroughly enjoyed listening to and recording. So, Amy, I might let you share a story or two about Frank and maybe sing us a song.
Yeah, God, yeah. So I met Frank way back in 2017 when I started going to Gael Talks for the first time. Absolutely life-changing experience, honestly. Going to Lurgan for the first time, and then meeting Frank there while working on Fanny Galonlay was just incredible. He was just like so good. He knew the exact sound he wanted to get, and he was able to do that, which was fantastic. And then I sang Time to Say Goodbye at the talent show, and then I got chatting to him afterwards. And then we just got to know each other from then on, and then every year then we'd work on a different project, to the point where I actually asked him to record an album for me about 2 years ago. He came to my concert and he recorded the whole thing. So we worked on that for a good while, and then one of the days I actually went over to his house. Actually, he has a studio in his back garden, and we spent the day, spent the whole day like listening in, chopping and changing the bits that we kind of wanted to do. And he knew the exact sound that I wanted, and he was able to like do it straight away. It was fantastic. Like he knew, like, you didn't even have to tell him, like he just knew. And it was just a fantastic day. Like I just remember, like, went into the house and Sinead had some soup ready for us and stuff, and it was really nice. And then we headed back out for another few hours, and it was just a fantastic day. And like, he knew. I just honestly can't get over what a fantastic person he was. He just knew so many like things. He was just full of knowledge really about music, and he's just incredible. And just thinking just so many memories back in Lurgan with him, with the choirs and things like that. And it was just an incredible time. To know him was just amazing. Yeah,
he was always a massive fan of your voice, Amy, and I know he'd love to hear you sing. So if you would want to do that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, no bother at all. So I was gonna sing the first song that we kind of worked on together, Time to Say Goodbye. I remember talking to him after I sang it for the first time, and he was very surprised at my voice the first time. And he said, "Oh no, I'm gonna do something amazing with that." And he did, and it was just amazing. I still love listening back on the recording and just hearing what he did with it. It was just fantastic. So here it is.
I'll put you full screen now. So.
Sorry now.
Quando sono solo sogno all'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca sole. Se non ci sei tu con me su le finestre. Mostra a tutti il mio cuore che hai acceso, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. I see partirò su navi per mare che io lo so non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye. Quando sei lontano sogno all'orizzonte mancano le parole. Io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Io solo, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e deseato con te. Adesso sì vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mare che io lo so non esistono più. Con te olivi vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mare io lo so non esistono più. Con te olivi vivrò con te. Partirò.
Wow, Amy, that was just absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So, quite difficult to listen to actually. Just thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. I know Frank.
No bother at all. Thank you so much for having me on.
Not at all. When I saw you in the comments there, where we were trying to, I was like trying to hunt you down. But no, it was that was amazing. Thank you very much for your kind words and an insight into another insight into Frank from, I suppose, a different angle, and the fact that he recorded a full album of yours. So, Cormila Mila Mahat.
Oh, no, Gurmila Mahat.
Slán. Absolutely stunning. I have to say, I'm blown away. I might bring some of the lads back.
That was incredible.
Amazing.
I think we're coming towards the end now. I don't know if Michal is still there. If he wants to pop in, he can. But I just want to say before we do finish up, I'll play one last song before we go. But I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and listening to the stories of Frank McEvely, Frank Nafuma. He was as you've heard over the last 3 hours, I suppose he really left his impression on a lot of people, you know, and there's so many more people that could have been here to share their stories. So many people from even just from Lurgan, you know, and I know there's people from many different walks that would have known Frank, and he really left an impression, and I suppose just to bring it all back to his family, to Sinead, to Kyla, to Rory, to Mary, to his brothers. Frank was I have Dahi here too actually. Frank was everything to them, you know. He was and we're thinking of you in this time, just to let you know that. So unless the lads have anything else to say, I might finish up with a song or anything like that. Or Dahi, did you want to say anything or?
Yeah, sorry I haven't been contributing much. Just poor connection here, and it's 5 a.m. in the morning. So I've I've loved listening to everyone's stories. I really have. A few things really hit me, especially the just Frank's positivity. I just got a massive flashback to how excited he'd get when something went right, which in the end always happened eventually. But you know, you'd be going from having 600 students, you're recording 5 different part harmonies, you've Stiffon jumping off the rafters over here, there's things going everywhere, and then he'll just walk up to you and he'll just dig the elbow in and say, "That was magical," and he'd just have a grin going to both ears, and you know, he was infectiously happy. He really was, and I think that was seen tonight from everyone. It was a special guy, and I, for one, am really going to miss him.
Yeah. Right.
Bhí me just tríal míhall ar an fón an sin nach ní a sandwich fós signific, so I'd say
yeah, so we might yeah, so I think we'll leave it there, and I want to say a massive thanks to everybody who took part, to all the gang who came in and said hello and sung. It just goes to show you the amazing talent that Frank worked at over the years, and just thank you for that. So lads, go míle maith agaibh, sure feicim a sib go luath. Right. Creachta me le ceann amháin eile. So this one, I suppose, is it just goes back to this. This is the one that this is Frank's favorite one. That from talking to Michal anyway. This is Frank's favorite one. So I said, give this one a crack. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm after making a mistake here. Does that go on now? Manzen macht o große Macht. Ruach lochlin on saure tag san grief the night is lanre te rain hastil rom tri walte per is bonta mine rei ke yon le mash ach an chulen das de von nu gal on lei ni ra brog na stock na caip na cloch my story no on spade ach falt fian norga she's go tra eg fas go bar on neir vi kall an krute ki in the glek ser rucht ba jasse ske
rug borgan Venus dad le fáin geall an lé. Though he an bhríd óg síos le meis vinse glas gnéir. Ag má go léhís dá míomh go pras, mar bhríd nach scaran lé. Se dúirt sí lám ó is squeal siúl mé réig. Sin níd an neas na saoil se ag tacht le fáin geall an lé. Kulasov, Frank.